Malay woman can do this, and you don't hear of her. She said, no, I had to go undercover. So she's working, and I thought, okay, I will tell you about her initiative. She's written one, her blog is actually Loving God and Neighbours. You can find her website at www.ifeldp.com.
Let's repeat that,
ifeldp.com.
All right.
Right, so you might want to look at that and see. A friend, Gregor Lopez, he works, he's with he's with the Australian National University. He's also come up with sort of an online magazine called New Mandala. There they discuss a lot about religion, a lot around Asia Pacific, and they try to network people because they feel that this is, it's a different thing altogether now. It's not about secularism anymore. The world, if you look, even in the States, everyone is turning back to religion, or at least to a belief. From Reiki to New Age crystals to Christianity to Islam.
So you're saying secularism isn't really the answer for a multi-faith leadership?
I think you just have to manage that, a lot of people can say, you have to be a secular country. You cannot have, religion influencing and all that. But the truth is, for countries like Indonesia, countries like Malaysia, Saudi, religion is a crux of everything. So you can't say secularism will work there.
Even to an extent, even the United States, I guess.
You'll be surprised. The Americans are a lot more conservative than what you think they are, You have to find it. You've got to manage. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with American politics. I just read what I read. So I don't know how they do it. But in a small country like Malaysia, I think the religious leaders, politicians, whatever, they have got to meet. And I would like them to come sense an agenda. Just say, look, there is a common thing here, okay? We want to save the economy. We want our kids to be educated. All right, you believe in this, we believe in this, okay? But surely there are ways that we can integrate without having to kill each other or offend each other. It's quite sad because, when I think about my time when I was young, right, there was a lot more interaction, and now there's less of that. And I think I wouldn't want my nephews or my niece, to be left out of all this.
That's weird.
There's a whole world out there, and if you want to be very ethnocentric about this, I just want to be with Muslims. Okay, that is your personal choice. Nobody's going to argue with that. But how are you going to engage with other Muslims from other countries too? I actually met Chinese Muslim students from UIA, and they were telling me this. I was doing stuff, and they were saying that, we've been here in your country for 3 years. We don't have any Malaysian friends. I said, how come? Because, they consider us, and they were telling me about the racism they saw and faced in university. So I said, not all Malaysians are like that, etc. We are all okay. It's just unfortunate that you met these people, but not everyone is like that. But I think being young, and also being away from home, they are foreigners, can?
Yeah, true.
They pretty much set their minds. Okay, well, they're not exactly friendly, even though we are Muslims. We're not the same skin, we're not the same race, we're not the same citizens. So, well, that was our Malaysian experience for us.
So now, as a conclusion, what would you advise to a young leader for the multifaceted?
What would I advise? If any of you are going to take on this role, you've got to read. And you've got, again, as I said, you've got to be brave. When I say brave, I don't expect you to I think you should just push yourself out of these little corners, Instead of hanging out with the same group, go out, get to know people. There may be some nasty people, there may be some good people, but you shouldn't be afraid.
Yeah.
But I would say also that less of the anger and use a lot more, I don't want to say intellect, but you don't want to say intelligence because everyone's smart. But there has to be some intelligence to the way you negotiate and build relations with other people who are not you. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, I see everyone, everyone's the same color, we believe in the same God, etc. But the reality is not that. So you've got to learn how to negotiate. I mean, I can't train you on that. Read up, maybe, talk to a lot of people, work with people, work with diplomats. I think one good place where you should try, if you can, work with international NGOs. They actually, or Malaysian NGOs who have a lot of international, they actually teach you how to manage, how to deal with international cooperation, conflict and all that. It can be frightening if you're sent to a conflict area, but it should be quite fun too, no?
Yes, true.
Right?
If you're still alive after that.
If you're still alive after that. I mean, look, you can go back after this and say, I've got a lot of book on leadership that fine. For me, I think I want to see less anger. I want to see more empathy for other people. I'm tired. Maybe I read too much. I read too many articles. I edit too much. But I get exhausted. I go to forums and I'm going, oh God, everyone's angry again. I meet friends, everyone's angry. And I'm going, surely there must be some joy, some light in here. Or am I being, Oprah Winfrey again? Am I being idealistic? Am I being silly? Is the world really, really horrid out there? So I leave this to all of you. Think about it. And I'm done. How many minutes?
That's nice. 30 minutes.
Okay, I survived.
But I'd like to touch a bit. It's quite interesting when you see politicians are not brave enough, so they're just angry. So, I think that's the fear in them. And as the saying goes, fear leads to anger, anger leads to darkness, and darkness leads to the dark side. All right, that's a lame joke. Never mind. It's a Jedi thing. All right.